What's up guys, welcome back to the Run with Jay channel. So today we're doing another shoe review, the Nike React Infinity Run 2. So this is the second generation version of this shoe. Nike did make some updates to it, so we're going to go ahead and do a review of it and compare it to the last year's model to see if this is worth the upgrade. So if you guys are new to this channel, if this is your first time, welcome. Please hit that like and subscribe button as well as the bell for notifications. Or if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your contribution and support. So let's get this review started. So taking a look at the specs first, so this shoe was released in early January of this year, around the 7th, and it cost $160 here in the US. Same price as last year when it was released for the first generation, but if you like the first generation, those are heavily discounted now, so be sure to get a pair if you like them. This shoe weighs at about 9 ounces for a size 8, for a size 10 about 10.65 ounces, so it seems like it did get a little bit lighter compared to last year's version, maybe because of the changed upper. This shoe has an offset of 9 millimeters with a forefoot of 24 millimeters and a heel of 33. The overall shape of the shoe looks very similar, so the shoe's made up of a few important components. You have the advanced Flyknit up here, which is a little bit different compared to last year. It's a little bit more rigid, more stiffer, and a little bit more comfortable. You also have the Flywire material on the top for the laces to keep your foot more locked in and secure. The collar and the tongue is separate now compared to last year's version, and there's a lot of padding on the tongue and then the collar area, which is very nice and comfortable. The midsole, you have the full-length React foam similar to last year's, pretty much identical, as well as the heel clip on the back to give you extra support and stability, which is same as last year. And on the bottom, you have the outsole, which is the same as last year's version with the same pattern and design, so that hasn't changed as well. So this shoe is available in 4 different colorways for the men. So you have this Ridge Rock color, which I have here, and then you also have the blue, cyber blue color, as well as the gray color, and then the black and white. And similar for the women, you have the purple color, as well as the blue and black color, and then the white, and then also the regular black and white. And keep in mind, you can also customize your own colorway for this shoe, similar to last year. So if you want to make it your own, you can do this on Nike.com. It does cost a little bit more extra to do that, but otherwise, you have a lot of colorways to choose from. And Nike usually, releases more colorways as we go along in the year, similar to last year. So this shoe has a, rocker kind of shape design similar to last year, where it helps you with your transition while you're running from heel to toe. So overall, the big change from last year is the upper. It's a lot more comfortable. The Flyknit material, I feel like it's a little bit more stiffer and keeps your foot locked in better. Also, the Flywire on the laces does definitely help with your feet feel locked in. The tongue is separate now, and it has a lot of padding, and it's very comfortable. And also, the heel tab is still there. Otherwise, everything feels very similar compared to the last year's model, even the way it feels while you're running. Full-length React foam and the outsole is pretty much identical, so that hasn't really changed. So this shoe pretty much runs the same way compared to last year's model. So if you have that, you don't expect a huge change in terms of performance and feel of the shoe. You'll definitely feel the difference on the upper and how more comfortable it is compared to last year's model. So the Infinity Run 2, was a shoe that Nike designed to help alleviate injuries for runners. They did do a lot of tests with this shoe compared to other shoes like the Structure 22, and they did find that about 50% of runners had less injuries when wearing this shoe compared to the other Nike shoes. So this shoe was meant from Nike to help runners keep running without them being sidelined for injuries, because it provides a lot of support and stability. So it's a great shoe if you like a stability shoe or just a recovery shoe. I personally would use this for the same way that I used last year's version for slow recovery runs. You could do faster paced runs in this, but this shoe really isn't meant for that. So my initial run in this shoe, as soon as I put the shoe in, you feel locked in with the new Flywire technology and then the new advanced Flyknit material on the top. Also, I really love the collar area now that they put some padding in it compared to last year's. The pull tab in the back is still the same, and the tongue this year, instead of a one-piece Flyknit from last year, is now a little kind of separate. And then there's also a lot of padding in this tongue as well compared to last year's model. So as soon as I started running, I feel that my foot was locked in. It felt secure and it felt stable, so it was a lot more comfortable, in my opinion, compared to last year's model. I mean, last year's model wasn't bad as well. I got out like almost 650 miles out of that shoe last year, so this is definitely, a good shoe, a long-lasting shoe, and I feel like this shoe can last just as long. There's a ton of foam, React foam on the shoe, so as you can see, it's not going to wear out very easily, and there's a lot of rubber in the bottom of the shoe, similar to last year, so it should keep you running for a long time. So durability wise, I have no issue with this. I'm sure it'll last way past 300-400 miles even. So running in the shoes, very comfortable, feels very similar to last year's version. It's just a little bit more comfortable, a little bit more locked down and stable overall. It's a nice upgrade if you're willing to, you want to pay the premium for the new 160 price tag for the latest version, but otherwise the previous model is heavily discounted now. So if you want a shoe that's very similar but it doesn't have the advanced like a flywire or lockdown feel with the cushion and the collar, then I would probably go with last year's model. You can probably get those at a huge discount right now. So overall, the Nike React Infinity Run 2 does bring some nice changes compared to last year's model. It gives you better cushioning, a better lacing system with the Flywire on top, and the new advanced Flyknit up here. Other than that, the feeling and the running of the shoe is very similar with the foam. It's pretty much the same, as well as the outsole. So the feeling of the foam while you're running is going to be very similar if you have last year's model. So the Infinity Run 2, nice upgrade compared to last year. Not a whole lot of difference. Mainly the upper has changed. It's up to you if you decide it's worth the upgrade. Otherwise, most people are happy with last year's version, and you can get those at a great discount right now. So thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys do have this shoe, I would love to hear how you guys like it. If you think it's the same thing as last year, or you really like the upgrades, or if you guys have any other comments, feedback, or questions, please feel free to leave them down below. I hope you guys are all staying safe and your training is going well, and I'll talk to you guys on the next run.